Hi, this is Colorful Foresight, where we intuitively connect from within. And it's woo woo time, where we connect our woo woo into our mundane living. Woo woo woo!
Woo!
So, I'm Sylvia of Colorful Foresight, and today we have Dali from the Wolf Girl Oracle.
Hello.
Hello. So, just want to let you know, put your intuition hat on, and this is for your entertainment purposes only. Do do do.
Woo woo to you too.
And we got our peeps, usual peeps, Fatima and Steven. um, so this is how we do learning the nuance in tarot through current event. Um, this is really cool. What I do, I get a bunch of mini clips from Instagram with the theme. So today's theme could be on current event, but other times I did on love, different things. And sometimes if you see me shut the volume, it's because I know the music in it, because you always get the copyright. So I try to get things from here on forward without music. But what happened is our spirit guide, the collective, help us to get the feel of the tarot cards. So like normally if you see a theme, you would be like, oh yeah, well that's the Fool card. But the spirit guide would show us differently how other cards could be seen at that scenario. So it's kind of cool. Just roll with it. If you are not a student of tarot, try just use intuition or just look at the cards. If you are a student of tarot, I think you enjoy it. So we're gonna start right away. Oh, before you want to introduce or yeah, cool.
Hi, I'm Dali. I'm an alien. I'm supposed to tell you that.
The
That's why I'm
Wolf
so
Girl
white.
Her YouTube is Wolf Girl Oracle.
Yes.
I have a dot on my nose, and she had to burn. So I was gonna put
Where
like
is it? Right here.
screen like this. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna cover my dot. Whoa! But cause you need to see the visual, but we're gonna like spare you our
Yeah.
yeah.
Our
And who the fairies of the wall? I say today I look at fairies only because of the lighting here. Okay. So the theme today is current event. And the cards I'm using today, show me what deck you're using. Today deck I'm using is the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce.
I'm using the Everyday Enchantment.
Oh.
deck.
Oh.
And actually, it's funny. Katie just walked in the room here, and she's
Right.
the one who bought me this deck. So.
Oh, hi, Katie. So, and the lights there.
Good stuff.
Normally I don't talk about the cards, but I should, like, at least if I'm going to be specific, not using 20 cards. Sometimes you use 20 cards and you can't show who each one is, but because I'm just using two. This one is my newest, but I think Dali said you had it for a long
I have that
time.
deck too. Yes, it's a
I
great
never
deck.
seen it. I like it because it had words in it.
It's a great,
So
yeah,
it's kind of
it's a great
cool.
deck. I love the Polish or Slavic, I should say, feel of
Yeah.
those cards. That's what I got them for. I had no idea they had words on them until I got them.
And it's very similar to the original, so I don't have to think so hard. Because sometimes, people have so many creativity with tarot cards, but if they're so different, I have to think hard, and I don't want to think hard. I want them to be similar. So this card is very similar to the Rider Waite, but with their spin, it's beautiful.
Yes.
I don't think we look okay. Just deal with that. I have a dot in my nose because I feel like we're gonna do on tarot. We need to see the cards better.
Yeah,
So,
I think you're right.
dot on my nose.
Nobody, you know what? Nobody cares about the dot on your nose. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just like nobody cares.
Focus right here. Don't look anywhere else, guys. Right here.
You can hypnotize people with that dot.
I can't put makeup on it because it's a boo boo, and I don't want to scar it. Otherwise, I would have put a little. So we're gonna start. Connect the dot. Exactly. Connect it. Connect the dot. Okay. So we're going to start.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think it's this one. Yeah. I want to go to present. You let me know if you see the whole screen, because I want the whole screen being shown, not like a small screen with us on the side. You see the whole screen?
We're on the side.
Oh, no, I don't want that. I want the whole screen showing. Let's see. This one. Okay.
Sylvia.cam. Sylvia.cam. Sylvia.com. That's what I meant to say. Oh.
Now you see the whole screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what I want. So we're going to show these quick video clips. And then we're going to shuffle our cards and let our collective spirit guide go, okay, this nuance, this feeling vibe could be for that particular energy theme. And we sometimes learn new things. It may not be the obvious that what we think. So the first one we're going to start is with the crop circle. Now, I don't know if it is legit or not, because sometimes it's man-made, or, I'm not going to worry about trying to see if it's real, but there are things called the crop circle, which comes onto the field, usually in England, or that just seems random. Some people think it's ley line energy, or they even think it's ETs involved. So we're going to shuffle the card for a crop circle. What did you get for it? And this particular one is called Spirit Sam. We have to give them credit. Badberry Ring Crop Circle, July 19th in UK.
All right. I got the 4 of Cups.
Okay.
And I got the 10 of Wands.
Oh.
So interesting that you would say that we don't know if this is man-made or if this is something that was actually created by an entity or an energy. Because we're getting kind of this apathetic and also a burdened and overwhelmed feel to the cards. I'm feeling like I'm getting that this was a man-made thing. It's exhaustion. It's exhaustion. And
oh, you get with man-made. Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling like
with a lot of work creating that.
Right, there was a lot of work creating it, and there isn't the feel, like there isn't the energy behind it to be something that would have been created by an entity or an energy. So that's what I'm feeling from that.
That's interesting. I have to watch my word, because I said that and that's what's coming through the card. If I didn't, I should have just said, what is the image for the
Well, I actually picked these before you said anything.
Oh. Okay. And you know what? That makes sense with the Ace of Swords, because you know how intellectual and how much work it is to create something like that? Like,
that Ace of Swords is definitely a creative.
You have to know math and how to do it. The 10 of Wands is like a lot of effort. 4 of Cups. I don't know what the 4 of Cups is, though.
And the energy from the Ace of Swords too is kind of a cut through the bullshit energy. So
I mean, you can hear you have like the sacred, the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's do Stephen had the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune got the wheel of the crop circle, and he's using the Hermetic Tarot. Yeah, there's a lot of smart people out there. Yeah, because they're creating a perfect symmetric, circles and design.
Right. And the 4 of Cups can be a apathetic and a kind of an apathetic and what's the word I'm trying to come up with? Apathetic and reflective. Apathetic and reflective energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I have this sneaking suspicion that was not a energy created or entity created.
Okay, so I want you. Yeah, you know what? It makes sense, because it had the 8 of Swords, which is the mental. So that means high intellectual.
Right.
also could distort the mental realm. I want you to shuffle a card. We're going to do it as it's a crop circle created by a human, or because there's other theories that it's not just human or ET. It could be ley line, something with a ley line.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other
Right.
theories.
There's.
And I'm going to shuffle the card for. Hi, Kit. Hi, Karen.
Let me grab my other.
I'm going to shuffle a card for like the one that created by otherworldly. I want to see that a different vibe between the human making and ET. So,
Okay.
Karen, we're doing where we're showing scene from Instagram, and then we're going to connect with the tarot. I think you've been on odds and end before.
Let's look here. So
So let me see. So I'm going
let's
to do with
have
the ET.
an energy that would. What would a man-made crop circle energy feel like, Spirit? Please and thank you.
Oh, interesting. What popped up? I love when they pop out because it's like I really know it from spirit. Okay, while you do that, I'm going to show you. Okay, the Hierophant is definitely something higher than us that creating it. So they showed this. Like we would think of other cards that could be like related to ET, but in this particular case, they're showing the Hierophant, which is something bigger than us.
Right, it is. It
Never
is a.
that ET, but it could be. Some people see ET that God.
The Five of Cups too can be a.
Oh, you got a Five of Cup?
Yeah, I got Five of Cups. So I'm getting like a loss. Can you see this? I can't tell. Can you see? Like a loss, disappointment. So I'm feeling like this. There's a restorative energy that I'm feeling from this card. So I'm wondering, like, people who do the crop circles, I wonder if they are not trying to bring about a feel. Like they're trying to bring across a restorative feel to the land. So maybe some of these people aren't necessarily doing this because they're trying to deceive humanity. It might be that there's another intention behind it, something more restorative, something more connective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm getting.
I mean, it's a work of art. I think the 4-1 that Stephen brought up, to me, is a work of art. 4-1 is a celebration card, but what came to me, which I never thought of, work of art. That is a work of art.
Right. And there's a union feel to that card for me too.
And maybe they're a little disappointed because it's not quite perfect. But as a human, even as best you can scientifically, I don't know how they do it. But then you got the work of art of the divine, that's more perfect, kind of the opposite, which is funny. You got man-made, which do best they can, which is brilliant. But then you got something divine, which is
and the Hierophant is a dogmatic card too. It's like a clinging to dogma and a status quo and hierarchy. Yeah, so I mean that's interesting. I don't know how that completely connects, but there's definitely a vibe there, and I'm trying to put
I would never I would never thought that they're related. Sometimes they're so obvious. Like if we get a funny clip, then they show the fool.
Right.
But it seems like we're just going with the energy of things. Like I would never thought the Hierophant as ET, but everything Hierophant is like looking up to divinity. So it could be from human to not human.
Right.
In that sense. Also the message from divine, the message of the crop circle. It's very interesting.
I like what Stephen said. Hierophant is also your higher self.
So maybe look at this. They're a teacher. They are a teacher. Crop circle.
Yeah.
The higher self inner teacher. Sometimes they have energy to it. Should we create an intention that we leave it at how it is, or that we have it that it's specific to what we would
Let's just see what spirit brings to us,
Okay.
and then we
Yeah,
can
I like
discuss
it.
it. We can always go deeper by grabbing another card like we just did. So
Yeah, I kind of like the Five of Cups, never thinking because I, they have the Two of Cups, which they did as best they could, especially with the Ace of Cups, but it's not quite as maybe perfect as what a computer do.
ooh, Karen got Judgment flew out.
Oh,
Yeah. You got
well,
death. Oh no.
got death. Well, a lot of times the crop circle,
The
the real
endings.
one, or even the fake one, they usually have very deep messaging.
Mm-hmm.
So judgment could be like sometimes people see as a warning, or they're trying to liberate us, or they're the energy behind it by us looking at it. Because that could be a shift right there. Death.
Well, right. Yeah, because it's a judgment. It's a judgment to say, oh, it's fake.
Yeah.
Like I said, there could be some intention behind it that we're not privy
Oh,
to.
I see. Yes, yes.
You see what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? So,
Yeah, it could be like people who honor things of that nature, geometric and all that, and they try to create that. Like you said,
the sacred, right? Sacred geometry. Sacred geometry. That's hard to say.
yeah. Okay, so let's go with the next theme.
Okay.
The odds and ends for current event. We're going to see what tarot. We did this. So what's the next one? Okay, so right now there's a show called Bridgerton.
I love that show.
Yeah. So what I could do is you shuffle for the Bridgerton energy, and I'm going to shuffle for this word here to never take a single day with you for granted. So we're going to have two different cards. One is just the energy of Bridgerton in general, and I'm going to go with the poetic phrase that a card could represent to never take a single day with you for granted. So Kath Moran, top 10 romantic line in Bridgerton season 3. So let's see.
Okay. The
Never take
Bridgerton
a single day for
energy.
granted.
The Bridgerton energy.
So, Bridgerton, popular, people love it, even though we want to go forward in life, we don't want women to go backward. There's this romantic vibe that people like about the past.
Well, this is interesting. I got.
Wait,
Can we put it in there?
what you
Okay,
got?
so this is the Page of Cups. So I'm getting a artistic, innocent. What else am I feeling? Emotional. So basically, it's the energy of Bridgerton is it's fantasy. It's fantasy. It's a story. It's a creative story that takes us kind of out of our mundane life and puts us into a place where, we can feel what it's like to live in the 17th century for a little while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And feel what it was like for the royals of that time frame to, to jockey for marriage and jockey for, power and and women, and it's inspiring, at least for me as a woman, to watch how the main character in that show kind of manipulates everyone all the way up to the queen with just her words, with her sharp tongue.
Yeah. And,
they sharp words on paper.
It's interesting. This card pop up sometime. You guys know me. I'll see the card and I'll go, I don't know, this don't make sense. I put it back in. I'm not doing that anymore because I should trust it. But so mine, we're gonna go with that expression to what is it? To never taking a single day with you for granted. And I got the reverse of Five of Sword.
Okay.
So the law and this is a lost card. You see the word lost? So if it's in reverse, you're not taking them for granted. Taking for granted is a mental thing. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why we got the five of sword. I would never thought of that as taking for granted. It's a loss, but we're not going to take it for granted. So it's like repairing from a little bit of that loss. The five of sword is also conflict. So we're not taking for granted. So there's not going to be any of that conflict. That's pretty cool. I never thought of that. And
I
see,
also get an energy from the Five of Swords. It's where it's when people use deceit or manipulation to get their way.
mm,
You know, now that has nothing to do with the quote,
mm-hmm,
okay? But the show in general, there is an awful lot of manipulation going on behind the scenes for
mm-hmm.
people to get what they want in that show. And I mean, and there was a series of manipulative events that actually led the main characters to getting together and like falling in love. It took like many seasons for this to happen. And
Oh yeah, especially with this season, Colin.
right.
He took her for granted.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's so cool. I would never thought that makes sense now with the five of sword. So that's what we mean by nuance. You know,
Right.
like you try and give us a vibe or a feeling.
Right.
Even I don't know if that Queen of Pentacles for this, if that would for the Bridgerton, because Queen of Pentacles is all about the especially Bridgerton, it's all about beauty, how they look. It's
It's
very
very, very superficial.
superficial. It's
Mhm.
very they're all about like, you know, there's nothing too deep because they have to marry because it's a man and female, but it's a lot of beauty involved. And also people going back in time. So it's simplicity of the Queen of Pentacles. Playing the hand you dealt. I got the love of tough choices in love.
Mhm.
Yes, in all the seasons, but
And
especially
all that makes sense. All that fits. Yes.
that's cool. Okay. So let's go to the next odd and end. The current event. What's happening next? Okay, so this is big breaking news from E News. The Devil Wear Prada Part 2 is being created, a sequel. A lot of people are happy about that. So we're going to shuffle the card for, I'm going to make Dali shuffle the card, just the Devil Wear Prada Part 2 sequel, just the energy of that.
Okay.
And I'm going to shuffle the card of what people feel about that coming out. So Dolly just doing the energy of the movie sequel, not what we think about it. And I'm going to do what people feel about this movie coming out.
I
So,
love the first one, so I hope they don't screw it up with a sequel.
right. So that may be like what I see in my card. Like people be like, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this is fun, right, Karen? So what do you guys get? Steven and Karen and Fatima and Jeff.
Okay, what is
And any of you who's watching afterward, uh, please comment. Let us know. So what are people thinking about Devil with Prada 2 coming out? Got the chariot. People like roaring. Yes, yes, they're all for it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I got the let me back it up here. The High Priestess. Oh, I got a glare. I'm sorry, you guys. The High Priestess. So intuition, divine wisdom, divine feminine, um, gaining wisdom. So the lead character or the what's her name?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, who plays the devil in
Mhm.
Prada. Um, she has a strong, in command, feminine energy, right? She knows what she wants. She is driven. Um, And she has like she has to have a certain amount of intuition in order for her to be able to create and pick and choose the styles that are going to lead the industry
Like she just
for
knows.
that next for the
She
next
just knows, right? It's just
quarter.
wisdom.
She knows. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah. As far what people think, they're all for it. They're all for it. They, a lot of them like for the clothes, the beauty, what devil wear product about, not just the characters, but they want to see the aesthetic. I'm talking about. So they're all for it. So Stephen got the chariot, which I feel like people all like gun ho for it. Um, the moon goes with the high priestess, which she's like mysterious. That's gonna continue with devil with the second part of the movie. Other people, Queen of Cup, and they love it, touch their heart. Yeah, there's something to it. Also, I feel like it creativity wise inspires a lot of people. The creativity of the designing, even how the movie's made. 'Cause that's what the first movie's about. Not just the characters. It's also learning about clothes, design, even
That
what,
industry, that whole industry, how cutthroat that industry
oh,
is, and
the
how.
beauty industry, right? The Nine of
Yeah.
Pentacles. I didn't even think of that.
Mhm.
Uh, and then the Star Tarot, of course.
That's what I'm using. Yeah. Actually, both of these tarot decks, both the Star Tarot and the Enchantment Tarot that I got here, both of these were given to me by Katie Moonchild. So I love using them together. I use these cards together often when I'm doing personal readings for myself because they just, um, Katie put her mojo into these, I think, or something,
Oh,
because they work really great together. So that's why I'm using them. But yeah, I love this deck. Oh my gosh, the Star
so
Tarot is
see,
my favorite deck.
let me see again.
The
I
Star
don't think.
Tarot.
Yeah.
Here, let me hold up the book. Hang on. Where did I put the book?
Oh, Stephen, by the way, he said that he was being sarcastic, but I really think he had. He said that. I said, how many tarot and oracle decks do you have? Right, the Star Tarot.
This is
Oh,
my absolute favorite depiction of the Hermit
mm,
on here.
right. That's totally it. Yeah,
I just love this deck. Love this deck.
I never seen that.
It's very
But
cool.
Steven was saying, yeah, I have a deck in my truck, like in the truck in the back and all that. I think you really do. No, he doesn't, but if he could. And then Karen, the older deck guided tarot, well seasoned. I admire people who have their deck after 20 years plus. After a few years, mine is ruined. Maybe I drop coffee on it. I mean, I should maybe honor it better. I think with the new one, I will. But before, like put water over it, they don't last that long.
I have my oldest deck is from 1998.
You still have it?
I still have it. Yes, it's my Mary Hanson Roberts deck.
Yeah, you guys definitely treat it way better than I
Oh
do.
yes, I it's given lots of care, and it is beat up because I did use it a lot, but I love it, and I'm not getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So the next current event, the Ned from E News, Celine Dion, heart ready to go on stage. So she already did it. She had I forgot the type of disease where it causes spasm and stiffness in her body, so it affected her singing. But she's been working very hard. So it's very nice to see her doing her performance at the 2020 Olympics. So Dali going to shuffle for how it is for Celine, you know, coming back from
Okay,
limited to
okay. How did it feel for Celine Dion
yeah,
to
and then I'm gonna
sing at
do
the Olympics? Yeah, okay. How did it feel for Celine Dion to
right,
sing at
and
the
I'm gonna
Olympics?
do like just the her performing of a comeback. So Dolly's gonna do more a feeling, and I'm gonna do what a comeback. Celebrity coming back, that kind of vibe.
Okay,
And
I got mine already. So
go ahead.
This like came popping out. So this is the Six of Coins. Here, let me,
Mm.
which is the Six of Pentacles.
She's back. Like what she used to do.
This was, this, I'm getting a very giving and receiving energy from this card. Like, I've wanted to do this. This is how I am quite sure, just from seeing interviews with Celine Dion, that she has this, she has a devout love for singing to people, right? It's so much a part of her identity.
Yeah.
And it's what's made her rich, So to not be able to do this, to not be able to sing, I think really gave her a dark night of the soul experience. Right. So being able to stand up on that Eiffel Tower and sing in her native French, in front of the entire world and nail it. Right. She was like, this is it. She really had that. She really had that energy, that real giving, receiving energy, giving to the people and receiving back the love, the joy, and the just the happiness that the collective was feeling for Celine Dion in that moment. Yeah. I don't know a whole heck of a lot of people who don't like at least one Celine Dion song.
Oh yeah, right. At least,
or at least have some respect for her as an artist.
Oh,
so when the world watched her do that, there was a pow pow energy. I mean, I felt it. I was sobbing like a baby when I was watching the opening ceremonies after she sang. I just was sobbing because I felt a collective joy from that, and that's what I'm feeling from the Six of Cups in this. So
yeah. So Stephen got the Six of Cups too.
Hey,
validate you. Fatima, like she's amazing.
She's
Karen's like 10 cups of feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
All emotional, connection. Yeah. She's definitely
totally
a powerhouse. I got the Ace of Wands. So the feeling is how she looked. Yours was more what she was feeling. So mine was like how it looked like a celebrity coming back. So it's like Eighth of Wand is coming back. The beginning, the energy of force.
Mm-hmm.
Like having her there. So got her fire back. Perfect.
Well, and it's like, and the ace of
wand.
I always look at the wands as, and I've said this many times, enterprise and distinction are the two words that come to my mind whenever I see a wand card. But especially with the Ace of Wands, because it's a new beginning and it's a new energy. It's a new start. Exactly. And that's exactly what she's got. That's exactly what she's got. The world was just like, woo, she's back. Woo. She's back, baby.
Look, I'm not a fan of her per se, but I'm just so freaking happy.
You should be.
Oh.
If you're going to be a good alien with a dot on your nose, you have to like Celine Dion.
I have to focus. Really? I get back to the dot.
Primal fire. True. She got her fire back. 100%. I agree with that.
The reason why. Okay, that's what's next. That was fun.
Okay. That was
okay. Good. So this is the Olympics. So let's see what the Olympic cards. I'm just curious. You'll do the Olympic overall. I'll do Paris Olympics.
Okay.
So I want a different vibe. Yeah, I'm sure each Olympic had a different vibe. So that's obviously too. So I'll do Paris Olympics.
Okay.
And you let me know, Karen and Cosmic, and if Jeff is still there, and Fatima. Some of you just want to lurk and sit back. That's fine.
I'm ready here if you guys are.
What the Olympics?
I got the lovers.
That's what it is. The people and the athletes.
Yes. Right? The relationships, the close partnerships, the communication that you don't normally get.
Different countries, right?
Yeah. The choices. all those things are built into the Olympics. But most of all, I mean, it's just like I've I've known a few people who have gone to the Olympics, not for summer, but for Winter Olympics, and they said that even at times of great turbulence where the world is just upended, that the Olympics bring about a feeling of hope, a hope that there could be a world where we could all be at peace, right? And that we could engage with one another in a way like the Olympics, where there isn't violence or rage or anger, but just a competitive spirit that where all nations can come together, and whether you're the best in the world, or you're not the best in the world, you can still come together on this stage, compete together in a peaceful setting.
Yeah, it's funny because you got the positive aspect to competition and all that. Meanwhile, Steven got the 7 wand, which we all could see, like defense card.
It's
Who's better? Who like that kind of vibe.
right.
5 of wand competition. The 5 of wand is totally about competition. Got all these different people getting that goal. They're working toward it.
Right.
Let's see. Karen got. You can read it. Go ahead.
Karen got 8 of Pentacles, dedication to the games and working hard together to make it happen, deeply committed. Yes.
Right, and they work hard for it.
Yes, they do.
Okay, and then what I got was for the Paris Olympics per se. Queen of Wands, Celine Dion, no. Queen of Dion. Well, okay, we'll see. And then 9 of Cups. It had a good vibe, especially at this time frame. I mean, every Olympic had good vibe, but it's like bringing positivity during this chaotic time, with the war and what's going on in USA and all that. Even though I'm not really watching the Olympics, I do get to see on social media little clips of what's going on, and that brings up a nice vibe to it. So that's what Paris about at this time frame specifically. Could each time there's the Olympic winter or otherwise, what's going on in the world?
Well,
go ahead.
And Paris is the city of love,
So
getting the lovers for for this particular Olympics, I think is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. Queen of Wands in a hat.
Queen of Wands in a hat. In a hat.
In a hat.
Maybe it was supposed to be hat. Was she wearing a hat?
No. It's a hottie.
Queen of Wands is a hottie. Oh yeah. Look at her. And she looks very full of joy.
Are people checking out all the people competing? They're thinking the guys and the women are all hotties?
Maybe.
It's French. Hello. The vibe. I know a lot of celebrities in there. So we'll skip to the next odds and end video.
Okay. Oops. Let's see other deck this time.
Otherwise, it'll be like a 3-hour video. Nobody wants that.
No.
Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna keep it positive. So, President Joe Biden, the U.S. president, he handed over to Kamala to continue, to be a president for the next 4 years. And he's still in it. He's still, rocking it the next 6 months. So I'm going to have Dali shuffle for a president that's handing over to the other to reign. And I'm going to go with this quote. I'm going to shuffle the card for I revere this office, but I love my country more.
Let's see what we got here. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so I got the Hierophant, which I do find kind of interesting because this is a card of tradition, of conformity, of civic institutions, like government and organized religion. But I feel like in this instance, it's pointing towards the the tradition and the civic connection, the tradition and civic connection. And I think that the feeling I'm getting from this is it's a little bit of getting rid of the old to embrace the new.
Right, the wisdom of the Hierophant, right?
Right. So this is a unique position because the president of the United States, who is very wise and who has a lot of experience in politics, is able to give that wisdom to this younger person who is now the heir apparent to the party, right? And he's able to he's in a position now where kind of the shackles of the office have been taken off of him, and he's able to give freely and comfort.
It's also a service thing, right? A service.
Yes, yeah. So I feel like that's why the Hierophant is important in this situation, because it is a passing of the baton. It is still a tradition, right? The tradition of the presidency, but there is a newness to it.
Yeah.
Still holding on to the tradition.
I get sometime if we're gonna take it literally, it's like a priest, and then you have the altar boy. The altar boy could grow up and be what he does if they choose to. So it's like the president, Kamala, being like the altar boy, and being that. Right. Yeah, and also I feel like could he? I mean, we did a lot of controversy why he left, but it's important at this time specifically. Any other election, maybe, it's about policy, but not this one. So it's like sacrificed in a way too. Mm-hmm. But anyway, for he even got the magician, which to me it's like what do you call it? Being strategic and
having all the tools,
having the upper say. Still, even he showed it even regardless of what people were telling him, he made that choice. The tower, it was a tower moment.
It was completely a tower moment.
Yeah, and it created so much energy now. This is like a bigger picture that anybody expected.
And someone's going to fall down and break their crown. I love that. Fatima, that's so funny. You're right, though.
So Karen got a judgment again. A large decision made to resurrect the party long-term future by giving the opportunity to Kamala. Yeah. Also, it's all about Kamala. Before, it's all about the former guy. And as much Joe Biden was doing, he was not getting the media.
He wasn't getting the energy.
Like, I think the Lincoln Project that the former guy got Rickroll. Rickroll, the term of using where it replaces everything, all the tension from him into the particular energy, which is Kamala. So I'm going to still continue doing the videos on Joe Biden to give him, because he's like, my spirit guide told me, stop saying he's doing great for an old man. He's doing great for any age. He's doing things that other presidents haven't done. So we have to remember that. He's just aging. And that's stress. Look at Obama. He looked like he aged 30 years in 8 years.
I was extremely fortunate that I got to sit down and talk with Joe Biden for about 20 minutes back in 2015. I had him all to myself.
Wow.
I had him all to myself and one Secret Service guy. And I got to ask him questions and make comments about what I was feeling in the moment. And he was so interested in what I had to say and was interacting it with me. He wasn't looking at his phone or looking at his watch. He stayed in my eyes. Our eyes stayed connected for the entire conversation, and I will never forget that. I will never forget the wisdom that I felt coming from him and the genuineness that I
Like
felt
being the
coming from
Hierophant,
him.
the wise thing.
Yes, 100%. I really,
Can you
really,
imagine?
really have a strong, um, I have a strong love for Joe Biden. So I was very sad when he stepped down,
Yeah,
but
me too.
I
Me too.
have a lot of love and hope for Kamala
Oh
as
my God,
well.
she's
I
bringing
love her
out.
energy. Yes,
I mean, it's teaching
Fatima.
us.
Yes. Who's the
Yeah,
old guy now? Yes,
it's,
yes.
it's teaching us so much. But so judgment for sure. Stephen said, by the way, two dudes before the Hierophant represent desire and reason
Right.
to be a
The
president. He's
Empress
a
and the
national
Emperor,
treasure.
right?
Karen said Joe is a Scorpio, a lot of Scorpio in his chart. I'm surprised to learn that. That's another discussion, but he's loyal, smart, but needs his privacy. Well, he's going to get it now. Who's the old guy now? Exactly. Ching with that magician playing that chess game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do the phrase, and you guys are more than welcome to shuffle a card. The phrase, I revere this office, yet I love my country more. This is somebody who's celebrating their country more. You
Yeah.
know, they're all kumbaya together. It's not about his ambition. Okay, you know, togetherness, loving the country more, not
Yeah.
about you. And also, okay, and you can see that when NATO, he's really working on a world level. And this is what that quote offers. I revere this office, yet I love my country more. The physical thing he's
Mhm.
offering.
It's
Um,
new opportunities. Yeah.
yeah, and 10 of 1.
All right.
10
I
of 1.
I pulled on that too, and I got the star, which I think is perfect. Hope, inspiration,
Yeah, right. The country.
spirituality, rebirth, love. All those things are what I'm feeling are coming out of that quote.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, we're not going to make that too long. That particular card. We could go on and on and on about this
for real,
particular incident.
yeah.
Incident. Uh,
He bore the heavy burden.
Definitely.
That's the truth. Oh my gosh.
Anybody who
How
took
could
over
nobody could come out of that not
after,
being aged.
right after the former guy. This is interesting. This is today. We're going to just focus on the card for a guy, the president, who planning to reform the Supreme Court and ensure no president is above the law. We're not going to
Oh,
focus on Joe Biden because his energy is amazing, but just the idea of a president want to change. Let's read the word. This nation was founded on simple yet profound principle. No one is above the law. So you could do no one is above the law, Dali.
okay.
Okay, then not the president of the United States, not the justice on Supreme Court of the United States. So today I call for 3 bold reform to restore trust and accountability to the court and our democracy. No more immunity for crimes a former president commit while in office, term limits for Supreme Court justice, and a binding code of conduct for the Supreme Court. So I'm going to get you guys working in the comment. Um, Stephen, you're going to shuffle the card for number 1, which I'm going to put here. We're going to do a different quote. Karen, you're going to do for number 2. I'm going to do number 3. So we all got a job.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I got the Page of Wands. Um
Above the law. Communicate. Making sure that gets said.
I'm getting like a vibe from this card. Um I'm getting like a oh man, how do I put this into words? a passion. It's like a feeling of like tremendous passion.
No one's
Like
above the law.
like yes, like this is my um I'm making this my mission. I'm making this my mission. I feel very strongly and deeply about this, about the president, no one being above the law, the president not being above the law. Like there's a passion, there's a drive there to, like, they feel like if I don't do this, democracy is at stake.
Mhm.
The health of democracy is at stake. That's what I'm feeling from that card.
Okay, that's true. All right, Stephen, what did he get for? Besides that, nobody's above the law. Part of it is no more immunity for crime a former president committed while in office. What did the hermit, Stephen? I want to make sure. Okay, so number one, no more immunity for crime a former president committed while in office. Hermit shining the light for a way forward. That means the honest person. You
Mm-hmm.
know what you're getting with the hermit. Like the light you're seeing right through. I would never think of that. No more immunity for crimes the former president committed while in office. The hermit shining the light. Right, it's somebody honorable. You know, you're gonna have a president that's honorable. You get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so because you don't want a dictator, you want somebody who's wise, who lead light for others. That's what a president does. It's actually a little more spiritual, right? With that energy of having a not having a dictator type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number two, which is Karen. Okay, she got the devil. Setting restriction on length of power. Okay, the second one
Yes.
was, let's see, term limit for Supreme Court justice. So it makes sense, the devil. Setting restriction on length of power. So no, you know, dark money or shenanigan
Hey,
happening.
Mousy.
That's cool. Hi, Mousy. Hi, Mousy. Thank you for saying hello. So the card I got for a binding code of conduct for the Supreme Court is strength.
Yeah, there you
We're
go.
gonna have a strong Supreme Court that nurture we the people. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that normally the woman nurturing the beast. So we're gonna make it like nurturing we the people. We can have faith in the Supreme Court. They're having our back, and they use it well. So that's exciting. You know what I had other people tell me, especially if they're on the other side. They're like, "Oh, it's just him speaking. He can't do anything." And you know what I said? Oh, it's a strength. No more left for power. Because there's the softening of the beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I said at least he bringing that out there. I don't remember any other president that going forward with it. So I feel like he will be able to do that. And we'll see. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad you all participate. Let's see what the next odd and end for current event. Mouthy, even you that's just lurking, chilling. I know that feeling. Sometimes I don't want to participate.
But
Yeah, Karen said strength of the inner power is grateful. Absolutely. Okay, so this cool woman and even Bloomberg, see, they're both billionaires where they donate to provide free tuition for medical student at John Hopkins. This is very important because with the crisis, the medical crisis, a lot of people did not want to be doctors. So having these billionaires, but we're going to focus on this woman, where her husband left. Dr. Ruth L. Goffman husband passed away in 2022, but the late 96-year-old left behind more than just memories for her. Her husband, Dave Goffman, was a Wall Street financier and made early investment in Berkshire Hathaway, an American multinational conglomerate holding company. Following his death, Ruth learned that he had a staggering 1 billion in stocks and simply told her to do whatever you think is right with it. The money had been given to Albert Einstein College of Medicine in the Bronx, New York poorest borough. The donation marked the largest ever made to a medical school. So these, um,
Wow.
it's from Unilad. So a good deed shouldn't go unnoticed. So I'm gonna do that quote, and you're gonna do. Dali's gonna do what it's like the energy of a woman being able to do that.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, and that could be like the Bloomberg and the type, like the wealthy people who use their money right, or they do the right thing, even if they have an agenda, they do the right thing. Yeah, I know. Take care, Stephen.
I got the Empress. I put right off the bat, you know, fertility, potential, sensuality, our Earth Mother, all that stuff is found in the Empress. And so I feel like the divine feminine energy that is coming out of this, for a woman to be able to donate that kind of money for that amazing of a cause. Man, think about that. Think
That's
about
an
what that
ultimate
does
goddess
for
energy for sure.
the inspiration that brings out. Somebody who used their wealth for good.
Hmm. And
As a woman.
right, the Empress is also a person who's fertile, that could be wealthy, abundance. She's abundant, and she's using it for wealth.
Right. Oh, bye, Stephen. He had to leave.
What do you guys get? I'm going with the quote now: "A good deed that shouldn't go unnoticed." So, well, interesting. I got the Seven of Swords. We know that's the sneaky card. So she's doing well with it. Some people they do anonymously, and she not everybody who had to do it anonymously. It's good
Mhm.
for her. People see what she is doing. And Karen got the Queen of Wands. She's totally a Queen of Wands. She's the visionary, empowering, inspiring others. Might have inspired Bloomberg to do that.
I think that, like with the Seven of Swords that you got too, um, there's a lot of people who are taken advantage of in those poor areas. They're given the promise of something better, and instead of it actually being something better, it ends up being something that costs them a lot of money, or they're taken advantage of. A lot of the poor people
And
are. So,
yeah, and also
so this
besides
is going
that,
to help alleviate that.
yeah, and also sometimes people think they should be given something. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I should be getting that. No, realize that you've been given a gift, and don't take it for granted. And it's not
Right.
what do you call it when what do you call it when they don't appreciate it? But it's like that kind of vibe.
People take it for granted. Yeah, they just take it for granted, or they feel like they're entitled.
Entitled,
But
right?
I don't think that that's the case. I think
No,
that,
no. But
yeah,
it said a good deed that shouldn't go unnoticed. So it's
right,
not like
right,
an anonymous person.
right, right,
You know what
right,
I mean?
right, right. Yeah,
So, and it's not an entitlement thing. It was
right.
a good thing. It's like it's a wonderful thing. So we got the Page of Pentacle, the money you like well,
Mhm.
your hard work effort will go well, a good deed. Because that not only the good his hard work, the guy who had the money, also what the students will do. Their hard effort will, you know, you don't know why they came this lifetime with that great of a karma having it paid off. Not
Right.
just 1 year, it's all 4 years, like a bunch of them, the whole school. Albert Einstein might have a good energy. Ten of
Mhm.
Cups, good, good vibe all around. A good deed that shouldn't go unnoticed. Good deed. It's just a good vibe in general, any good deed. So that's cool. Yeah, Mousy said, I feel as if she was honoring her husband.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. Totally. Totally. I
Oh,
like what
yeah, but the Ten of
I like
Cups,
what
that could be
Karen
as
said
well.
too. Did you see that Karen got the Queen of Wands?
Yeah. she's definitely a queen of wands. She really utilized that action to something. But I didn't even think of the husband, honoring her husband as well.
Oh, right. That's in the Ten of Cups there.
Okay, that's awesome. So the next the end. I thought I was not gonna have enough, and we already an hour into it. So let's see. Okay, Cobra Kai series. Some of you may not be into it, but it's kind of cool because it's a series from the Karate Kid movie, and it's been doing well. I think we're going into 6th season, so I haven't watched it yet on Netflix. But what I like about it, it reminds me of like Johnny, the blonde hair, kind of like old school, and they remind me of like Republican, where Daniel, this guy, Ralph Macchio, kind of remind me of the Democrat, but it doesn't matter. It's like they're so opposite and they're working together. So I feel like this is representing where different thought, different schools are working together. But in general, Dali's going to do on Cobra Kai series, what kind of energy it brings in general
Okay.
to the collective. I'm going to do on the bringing of different type of thought, the way they think is different. Like Daniel tend to be more progressive in thinking, and Johnny's a little more.
No, I'm good.
But he didn't care that she was mine. That was when the pack was
Sorry, the
Daughter's a
loud.
pussy now. So is Nichols. Last I checked, Miyagi-Do doesn't mean fighting like a couple of girls. Karate's a loud sport.
I can't train my students if you're shouting obscenity.
Obscenities.
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit is that?
What the hell is your problem?
You, LaRusso. You've been a major pain in my asshole all summer.
The Soviet Union doesn't even exist
Great!
anymore. There's only one way we're going to be able to beat them.
By kicking their asses so hard, they shit themselves.
You see, this is what...
So
That made me laugh.
what do you call it when nowadays the Democrat, they have like everything is, you can't say that, you can't say that.
It's politically correct. Yeah, it's
Yes,
politically
yes.
correct. Yeah, no, that made me laugh. I got
Jeremy,
the
you're the
Nine of
politically
Wands.
All right. Well, that's the Cobra Kai, right? Totally,
Well,
karate.
it's being tested, right? It's like the test card, and yeah. All right, have a good night. Yeah, I have to leave after this one too, Sylvia. That's okay. I'm
Okay.
sorry about that.
Okay.
But yeah,
I didn't realize we were going to go longer, but I'll finish it.
this is like the test, the struggle, and that's definitely the energy of the show, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure people who watch it, they get that feeling from it.
Yeah. I wouldn't think of it. I would think karate, it had a different card, but yeah, 9 of Wands, it's like working it, working your way.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Dali. I'm going to continue, but thank you for
I'm
collaborating with me for the past hour.
I can hear my family complaining, "What's taking her so long?" So I
Yeah.
gotta get back to the fam. But I
Okay.
love you and thank you so much. This was so much fun. You rock. You are such a rock star, and
There you go. You see the dot in my nose.
I really enjoy this. This is so much fun. So,
Yeah.
so blessings to all of you guys. I'm heading out.
Okay. So if you don't mind, we'll continue. The Hierophant. So Karen, she's amazing. Like Karen did on political correctness. The Hierophant, they're like a little too, just like the conservative could be a little fuddy-duddy, like you gotta follow the rule. So can the Democrat. Kind of ironic, right? It's ironic, don't you think? It's right. So that's perfect, right? I would never thought political correctness for the Hierophant, but that makes sense. So what people feeling about Cobra Kai for this season 6? I haven't seen it yet. The world, they're loving it. It's funny, I wasn't feeling the first episode too. So the world is good energy. So I guess I'll get into it once I get into it. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to watch the past week or two. Maybe it's meant for me to watch in 3 weeks. So the world. It's international popularity, season 6. It adding old school to new school, literally continuing with that theme. Also, the kids are getting older. And also we're going into where now you got two enemies working together. So it's kind of like unity consciousness, right? Even though with their differences, that's where we're heading with in the USA, this word with unity, right? The card, the world. So in unity, I would never thought of that. Yeah, you're going through spurt. I don't watch TV, but I do watch my YouTube. I know you do, Karen. I think that's our TV, you know? But try and get my cousin and I to watch at least 3 episodes together. Because no way we're going to watch all 8. And she had to work and all that bit. So unity, that's what they think about it, being watched worldwide. And also this unity consciousness, because you got Johnny and Daniel working together, even with their different style. That's what's happening in the U.S. now. People starting to work together, especially what Joe Biden had brought with Kamala. That's what the universe, if we've been watching Political Psychic with Dolan, he said kind of like there's been a speed up, acceleration. Look, I know they're pretty good, but I don't know. He said the first female president was going to be in 2030 something. And then other political psychic, Linda G, said, what it going to be, in 2-3 years, So whatever the interpretation, it's been speed up because even the energy shift have shifted so much since that, handing the torch over. I feel like we have went to a better timeline, right? Something like that. So, okay, let's go to the next odd ends with the theme. Next current event odd and end. So let's see. Oh, this is pretty cool. By recession money, Kenya inventor Roy Alea created Sign IO Glove to translate sign language into audible speech, bridging communication for deaf. Sign IO Glove with finger sensor connect via Bluetooth to an app, translating sign language into vocal speech. That's pretty cool. Younger inventor also at Intel teaching at Oxford introduced glove at rural special needs school aiming for wider accessibility. That's cool. So I guess we'll shuffle for one of you do inventor. Maybe you, Karen, you could do inventor. I'll do like, what is the vibe with this guy creating that? I know, like, I could communicate, with somebody who, not everybody who does sign language can speak. There's some people, sign language, they can read lips, they're not that great. So that's going to be a better communication between the hearing and the unhearing. And I know, like, they're starting to do that with translation on computer, but I think with talking, they have an earpiece. That's so cool. She intuitively feels the star. You don't have to do the card. She feels the star. The star, the inspiration, is definitely a divine technology. It's like part of divinity. There's so many technology or invention used well. It is like the universe give you a gift to humanity, whatever the benevolent inventions are. Like, for some reason, I'm thinking penicillin, even though that was an accident, but that's an invention. I forgot what I was shuffling the card for. Oh, the energy of the guy creating that. Okay. So he would like, the disconnect between like the worry, the not being able to communicate, So he created something where it's like a nurturing thing. You could communicate with another, regardless if you could speak or the other person knows sign language. Nurturing, like a nurturing technology. That's the only thing. I would never think of this as like a technology thing, but I guess we're focusing on what he's about. Something that's suffering in the world, he's bringing less suffering, with solution. And then Karen got Three of Cups. Wow, that fit perfectly too, bringing people together and celebrating, strengthening friendship, right? Filling in the gap. Especially people who in their family, right, not everybody can learn sign language. And again, not everybody who does sign language could speak. Some of them could read lip well. Not everybody could read lip well that are deaf. Okay, there's an art to that. So that's great. Three of Cups. Awesome. That makes sense. Anybody else want to add to it? Let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to shift to the next odd and end. A day in a life without invention by women. Invent the flat bottom paper bag in 1986. Melinda Benn invented the paper cup, the filter for coffee. Mary Anderson invented windshield wiper in 1903. Gladys West created the mathematical modeling of the shape of the Earth, laying the foundation of GPS. Alice Parker invented the gas heater in 1919. Josephine Cochrane invented the dishwasher in 1886. Marian Crook invented voice over internet protocol, the Zoom and FaceTime. All these women. Mary Kenner invented the toilet paper holder in 1892. Hedy Lamarr co-invented frequency hopping, that the actress laying the Wi-Fi. So Marie Schreiber, she's just showing how these women created invention. Like, I didn't learn this in school. Not about women being better or men being better. Everybody done it. Men and women, all across the board, all different nationality, American and non-American. Go women. So, Mousy's like, nope. So Karen, let's go with that energy, like women and venture. That's what you'll do the card on. I never talk like that. I'm going to do, let's see what the spirit guide have a message for us in regard to that particular video. These women were not seen. I mean, we're just learning about it now, but now they're being seen. So they may not have been given the credit. Some of them, a lot of inventors in general, but especially the women, they were not given credit. I know that actress wasn't given credit until well into her 80s. So there was a lot of heartbreak, but now the temperance, the balance is coming in. Now they're getting their value. Also, it's also seeing the balance or how the world became better because of these inventors, making world much easier. So what do you get, Karen, in regard, go women, inventors? What's funny about doing odd and end? Because if I would do, like, what the obvious thing for a woman inventor, I would think something like, not just a woman, but inventor would be like an 8 of coin. So these are interesting nuance by doing it this way. Spirit guide make us see the card differently. So Karen got the 8 of sword. Their winning ideas were breakthrough, mind, brilliant, and paving way for more women to be noticed. I mean, brilliant, right? So nothing more to say about that. I don't remember them teaching that. They didn't teach about women inventor when I went to school, me either. And they surely didn't go have that kind of education either. It's just divine intervention. I feel like a lot of these, it's not just intelligent, but I feel like something that makes humanity life better usually like something higher than themselves. Even Einstein and them, or Tesla, where inspiration comes through them. You know. Okay, so next odd end. I think that might have been it, but let's see if there's one more. That's a great ending to this video. Maybe I shouldn't even push it. Let's see. I kind of skipped this one. We'll do this. It's the last one. The Pope. Even at famous celebrities that seen the Pope, oh my God, they saw the Pope Francis themselves, Jimmy Fallon, all these, Chris Rock, Juliet, they're like all gaga over it. So today's show, more than 100 comedians from around the world, including Jimmy Fallon, Chris Rock, and Juliet Louis-Dreyfus, were invited to the Vatican for an event hosted by Pope Francis. So we'll ask the spirit guide what's the message for us in regard to this. Because if I think of the Pope, you guys would think of the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant tend to be the Pope, the fool or the comedian. All right, going back before we continue with that, the only women I remember was Marie Curie, right? That's the only one. Not told, even back, I was born in 71, so yeah, I think it's especially what I've been interested in, not only women, but women of color, you know, with the resources they have. That's even more impressive. And then also not just American, like that other inventors from around the world that invented a lot of different things as well. So going back to the Pope, so we have the Hierophant, we would think the obvious, right? That's usually like the Pope card. Or even like the High Priestess, right? The female Popette. Also, I would think the Fool, the comedian, right? So let's see what the message from our spirit guide in regard to that last odd and end theme for the night. Is there anything you want to share with us for the collective in regard to that? Another way you can see the Pope, that's what they're telling me. Show other ways you can see the Pope. It's like a leader, right? It's a justice. It's not, you know, doing the right thing, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what is good and what is not good, right? That's the opposite. Doesn't look so great. It's like the opposite of justice. So that's showing us different ways a person can lead, like a Pope. It's a strength. Somebody that offers strength, a leader. Also, I'm getting like Pope Francis have said a lot of like progressive things at the Pope. Talked about like, if I remember correctly, about, you know, honoring LGBTQ, even though there's a sin, he said he should still respect them. So he had a lot of that. Yeah, right. Care Bear I got the High Priestess and the King of Cup. King of Cup is emotion, right? At spiritual energy. What is spiritual energy? Is it spiritual like the wand? And cup? It would be the cup. The High Priestess, right? And the Mousy said they were the female poets. She presented as a man. No one knew until she died. I have heard of that one too, that story. So before we wrap it up, I want to say thank you for joining in. And let's see, I'm just going to randomly pick a card for the message for you for tonight. So, unity. Let's go with unity consciousness. A proper pope should not be about judgment. Right, Karen? Judgment card. The King of Cups. There we go. Emotional balance and diplomacy. And then, like, the cup also could be spirituality. The world. The message for us, and the fourth sword. Interesting. You know, you got the fourth sword and the world at the same time. So what I'm getting is, in the midst of the battles we've been through, where we need to rest and recuperate, so to speak, with the four of sword, rest, recovery. Through those battles that we're working through, whether with divinity or with the world, you will get peace within and unity within. I think we're heading into a time where there's the possibility of humanity to thrive as a whole. We've seen other society, if we go with spirituality, that more advanced than us that went under. So why do we have to open? They're advanced, like the Atlantean or whatever, others that we don't even know about, because it's not in a history book. Maybe somebody threw away the history book, right? Because of book banning, stuff like that. There's always do-overs. That's what I'm getting. There's always do-overs. And I think that's why there's been a lot of rise of what we're seeing, like the dark, so to speak. Even though dark always been around, it's not like it never been around. But I think I don't know astrology, but we're heading into the Aquarian age and we're heading into the Golden Age. So they're going to fight not wanting that for humanity. But they're saying, even with all that, when rest fades, now Biden is able to rest after 6 months and see that unity consciousness that has been brought now versus later, which Kamala represents, and all these leaders around the world as well. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to say all that, but yes, I believe so. I think the element can blend meaning. That feeling you get from spirituality, right? The cup family. The high priestess hold the scroll and guard the veil to the other side. It's honoring and protecting spirituality. And Mousy said, blessings, a cycle. Who knows what life was like thousands of years ago? There've been good, and there've been not so good, right? So as special we want to be, and we are special in the midst of the universe with just another cycle. But let it be the good one, the world, a blessing cycle. Let's head into that. So take care. Thank you for collaborating, for lurking in a positive way. And if you have any thoughts, please comment. And I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye. Yep. I know I enjoyed it. Thank you for contributing. Nice. See you too, all of you.